What up, YouTube? What it do? Audacity ready?
Yeah.
So do you want to make a big stink about Sonic? Do you want to go? You want to fight?
Do I want to fight? Do you?
No. I'm just. It's obviously it's a not a farce, but it's a show. It's
Well, it doesn't seem like it's a show whenever you bring it up.
I know.
You seem pretty.
That's how you know it's good.
Wait, what?
Exactly.
So you really do love Sonic? You're just pretending.
No, I don't. I don't love Sonic, but I don't hate it.
It's not a farce.
But I like to have the back and forth.
You can do whatever you want. I don't care.
On her. So the fact that there's no platinum for it makes me know that I'm definitely not going to get on PlayStation.
Oh, I was going to get it on the Switch anyways. It's like I've been saying this. I've been saying it for a long time. Sonic's not the kind of game I want to play on my PlayStation. It's a kind of I'll play it for 30 minutes and be done with it. I do. Right. I will say when I looked at the screenshots on my Switch, it really made me nostalgic because I played it on Game Gear. I used to have a Game Gear, and the Game Gear had a beautiful screen.
Right, and see, I don't have any of that nostalgia. Maybe that's part of it too. You know,
booting up my Game Gear in the back of the car on the way to Grandma's and hearing Sega. It was like the coolest thing because as a kid, you're like, I could play it like on the go
in the back of a car, right?
You know, we never thought about the saying on the go back then, but that's really what it was, and that's what the Switch is capitalizing on. Even though it's weird because it's been done before, but the Switch somehow is making it like
not at this level. I don't think like
experience.
Yeah,
right. Playing a game like Zelda, Breath of the Wild.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. All right. Audacity, ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode number 130 of the South Dakota Gamer Podcast for August 15th, 2017. I'm one of your hosts, Chad Viss. Joining me from the closet in Texas, Dave Mann.
What's up, Chad Viss?
What's up, Dave Mann? Not a whole lot. Missing this week, Josh Owens. He's doing things. He didn't complete his homework from a couple weeks ago, watching the Wonder Woman movie enough times to come out with the conclusion that it was a good movie. If you've been listening, you realize you see and hear he did not come on the podcast to say he has come to the conclusion, the correct one, that Wonder Woman was a good movie. So I sent him back. That's right. He's back to the theater tonight to continue to watch Wonder Woman until he agrees that it's a good movie. He can even just lie about it to get out of watching it over and over again. But until then, he's completing homework and watching Wonder Woman yet again. So make sure you get with Josh and ask him when he's going to finally admit that it's a good movie so he can stop. I don't know that he will, but you can ask him. I would highly suggest that you do doing his homework. Just let me know what he says. So Josh will be back hopefully next week with the conclusion that Wonder Woman was actually a good movie. All right.
Pretty soon. I mean, if he doesn't do it pretty soon, I mean, it's releasing on digital HD at the end of this month. We could just do a live stream of him watching it, and
that's
basically do our own commentary of the movie with Josh.
Mystery Science Theater 3000. Yeah, I mean, whatever it takes. I think.
Yeah.
We're gonna break him. You got to break him.
Sweet. I think we should do it.
All right. Well, let's plan for that. Let's see what happens this time if he doesn't come back
2.5
after watching it tonight.
Yeah.
We've done it before. All right, so that's our podcast. This is who we are. Let's get into the normal giveaway that we're giving. Surprisingly, we'll have no shocked people on this podcast. We both know there's a giveaway happening, Dave.
Wait, remind me again what this is?
Oh, for crying out loud.
We're giving away something?
Stop it. Just stop.
Wait, no. I mean, I've done a lot of moving recently. I've had a lot of things happen in my life, and I'm not. What exactly is it that you're telling me? We're giving away what?
I don't like this. I don't like this one bit.
Oh wait, I had an epiphany. It's a PS4, isn't it?
That's correct.
Yes, you heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. We're giving away 4 PlayStations. That's right. Wait, what? 4 PS4s?
Oh.
All right, let's go. We're giving away a PlayStation 4. That's right, as you've heard, week after week after week. What have we been doing this for? 3 months now? Is this our 3rd month?
I think it is. Yeah, we started in May. May was the first month you could get stuff. So May, June, July, August. Yeah, this is month number 4.
Nice. Well, as you've heard before, or if you're just listening for the first time, we're giving away a PS4. We will be giving it away and announcing the winner in late November, shortly before Black Friday. And the reason for that is because if you're looking to get a PS4 and you don't win it, you'll still be able to jump on those deals for Black Friday, which I've done before. Others have done before. You can get some good deals, but not as good as free. So listen up. Month after month, we've given you different ways to enter, and month after month, there's been bonus ways to enter and also constant ways to enter. The one way that you can make sure you always have an entry every month is not necessary. It's not required, but if you want to go over and support us and Patreon at patreon.com/South Dakota Gamer, you can do that by simply giving us $1 a month. So it's August, July, or going backwards, August, September, October, November. So for $4, you could have 4 chances to win a PlayStation 4 just by giving us $1 a month. Hey, I'm not saying you have to do it, but for $4 to get a PS4, possibly, that's a pretty good deal. So you can guarantee 4 entries by the end of this contest by just doing that. But if you don't want to give us anything, don't worry about it. You can still enter by doing what we are supposed to do this month, Chad, which is
name your favorite video game character.
That's right. I couldn't remember, so thanks, Chad. That's right. So if you want to send us your favorite video game character, the video game character that you think is the best, or I guess it could just be your favorite, whether it's the best or not. But at the end of the month, we're going to tally up which character got the most votes, and that will be the winner. That won't get anybody anything else. That's just for our own benefit, just to see who will rule the video game kingdom. So anyways, I think that's it. We don't have a bonus one right now, correct?
Not yet. No. Usually, the last couple months, those will just kind of come up on the fly on the podcast live. So you never can tell. There may be one by the time this podcast is over, so you definitely want to listen to the whole thing. I tallied up, Dave.
Yeah.
I went through and I've been writing everyone's name down for all the entries they have. And so I started a tick sheet, if you will, with, not Roman numerals, ticks, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with a slash across, of everybody's name with every entry. And I'm going to tell you what I've been saying. If you've ever thought your odds, your odds are not great with the lottery. Odds probably aren't super great with a contest with like IGN or GameSpot or some of these big sites, because there's literally thousands of people. There are not thousands of people entering to win this PlayStation 4, folks. Your odds are real good. Like, real good. I'm going to say if one person just wanted to hey, I'm going to get every entry possible, you got great chance. Great chance. Just going to throw that out there. So do it. We're giving it away. You might as well make it as best a chance as possible for you to win. That's not a very good sentence structure, nor does it make much sense, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Also, I wanted to say this to the folks listening. If it sounds like I'm a little off my game like I was last week, I am, because I am sort of in a closet in a area where there's a lot of people walking around outside of here. There's a restroom right on the other side of this wall, and I hear things constantly, and I'm always my attention span is being brought all over the place. So I'm trying my best.
Sounds great for sleep.
I'm trying my best to be the Dave man that you all not necessarily want, but that you need.
and you become accustomed to.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Well, that's the intro and our giveaways. Giveaway. Let's get right into the news that you can use
if you so choose
to do so.
Yeah, we have to alternate, so I expect you to be quicker when it's one
right.
Just us two.
Fair enough. This week, news brought to us by our good friend Andy, Papa Andy, dad of twin baby girls. No word of the week, but just him. He's amazing. He's awesome. He's a Patreon supporter, and we appreciate it. Every month, that Patreon support. It's probably just support. Has gained him one entry into that contest. Let's move right along before I make up other words. First item on the news list. We've talked here the last couple weeks about No Man's Sky, the ARG that was going on, and Josh kind of filled us in on some of that stuff. Well, they came up and said that they had an update come out, 1.13 or something to that nature, and it improves the central story of the game, adding supposedly 30 hours of story.
Yeah.
Now there wasn't
when the
much
patches,
of a story to begin with.
Yeah, when the patches first came out, or the patch notes first came out, we talked about it on our thread, and I was a little bit underwhelmed when it said, we'll give you some more story depth and fast travel and stuff. Somehow I missed joint exploration, and then also I did not see 30 hours of story. Because originally when I saw oh, it's more depth story, I'm thinking, well, the story's not that big anyways. So I don't know if you make it very depthful, is that we keep adding words here today? If you make it very deep, giggity, then that's still not very much.
Yeah,
there wasn't much to begin with.
Well, there are quests now. Like, you get quests from aliens to do things. They've added a new alien species. They've added, we talked about Josh has with the bases and the vehicles and things like that. They've added some travel for your frigate or your big cargo ship. You can move that locations to different space places. You can look up and see the planet you've been on before and supposedly be able to fast travel to those places. So, like we talked about when we first played, to be able to find the planet you started on, depending on how many times you hyperspace traveled, it was almost impossible to find. So now you're going to be able to fast travel to those points. And the joint exploration is the big deal. Remember, we talked about when it first came out, having the co-op, be able to be on the same planet and see each other, run across other players in the game. And it turned out that was not the case, was not even possible. Well, now it is, kind of. So you'll see orbs, like little glowing light orbs with people's gamer tags above them if they're on the same planet as you. And you'll be able to interact with them. So you won't see their character, like their humanoid character or whatever, but you'll see that there is someone else on that planet at the same time, and you'll be able to interact in as much. I think there's a proximity chat, if I remember correctly, the article I read, where you'll be able to speak to them. And I think the things they do in the world will affect the world you're living in or in at the moment too. So, a year after the game has been out, we're finally getting kind of some of the things that we thought were promised a year ago. So, it makes me want to jump back in there and just kind of check it out and see what's going on. After platinuming it, it's, anytime I do that with a game, it usually gets deleted off the hard drive and never look back. But it might be worth checking out because it seems like they've added quite a bit, and there's a lot of people that are excited about this. So,
hey, Chad, I wouldn't mind doing that either, but I'm afraid my game save has been deleted.
Yeah, that's too bad, man. I really man.
I don't know if I can. I will say this, and maybe we can test this theory tonight. But I was able last night. I was able to play Ghost Recon Wildlands.
Oh, yeah.
And now, again, I was playing it one player.
Sure.
But it's my understanding that the world is only accessible through the server. I don't think it's in the game, or is it? Like, when you're playing single player, are you playing still connected?
It's still connected. It's always connected. But you can play not connected too. Like there have been times where I've turned the PlayStation off or done something else. I come back and the game is still running because it just goes into standby mode or whatever, and it says you've been disconnected, but the world is still there. So I'm not sure.
Oh, so you can play Ghost Recon Wildlands without any internet?
You can. You can.
Well,
it'll constantly try to reconnect, but I believe you can play it disconnected.
Well, we'll have to see.
See what happens.
That makes me doubt that we'll be able to, but we'll see.
All right, moving on. Gearbox, developers of Borderlands games, announced a new game this past week. Nope, not Borderlands 3. A shooter, one called 1v1. That's right, 1v1 me.
Okay.
And this is their what they call it. They say it combines a fast-paced 1v1 first-person combat with metagame strategy of a collectible card game.
Okay.
Let me read that again. A fast-paced 1v1 first-person combat with the metagame strategy of a collectible card game.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what that means. I mean, I get the 1v1 fast-paced first-person combat. It tells me.
Well, Chad, let me.
How do you get the card game in there? I don't get it.
School you a little bit. Okay. Will you allow me to do that?
Hey, man, please.
Metagaming is any strategy, action, or method used in a game which transcends a prescribed rule set. Excuse me, I'm trying to do this by memory. Uses external factors to affect the game or goes beyond the supposed limits or environment set by the game. Another definition refers to the game universe outside of the game itself. In simpler terms, Chad, for people like you, it is the use of out-of-game information or resources to affect one's in-game decisions.
So the cards would affect the way the game is played.
Yeah, in role-play situations, for example, in a game like Gary's Mod, which is, you're familiar with that one, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's one of the highest downloaded games on Steam.
Metagaming means to tell somebody some information about another player or something they are doing that the said player's character should not know about. So that for some reason, like I stored all of that in my mind.
It's very detailed.
My mind's eye also acts as my mind. It's weird. But with that said, and with me having all that information, I haven't quite figured out what to do with it yet. I still don't know what it means.
So I guess what it would mean to me then is that you're doing a 1v1 first-person shooter, and then there are probably cards that you can play that give you maybe weapons or the environment changes.
I'm thinking it's similar to what they do in Battlefront, where you've got different cards.
Okay, start cards.
Yeah, you've got different cards and stuff like that that will kind of beef you up, and you collect them and you play different sets and stuff like that.
Okay,
too.
that makes sense. So
that's kind of your class, I guess. So to speak.
Cool. Well, I got an email from them to join the beta, and so I signed up for that. It's only on Steam. So I don't know if my computer will run it, but I signed up and got in. So when it does come out, I will be able to play the beta if my computer will allow me to do so. I'm guessing it won't, but it's there. Next, speaking of games and new games, so Gearbox announced a new game. One big company announced a brand new game this last week, and that's Valve, makers of Portal, Dota, Half-Life. Sound familiar, Dave?
Yes, they do.
Those games, yeah. So they announced a new game, and one would hope and pray that, hey, maybe we're finally getting Half-Life 3 and burned down. So that didn't happen. Maybe Dota 3. No. Sorry. How about Portal 3? I would love to have a Portal 3 game, wouldn't you? That'd be great.
Yeah.
Or even Left 4 Dead 3.
Because Portal's the only one out of those games I've ever played.
Really?
Yeah, I've never played Half-Life.
I played Half-Life. Interesting.
Or Dota.
Well, it's none of the popular games. It's an online card game based on the Dota 2 world called Artifact.
Now, did you see the video of the crowd's reaction?
I did. They were real excited for a minute.
Yes, they were. You could hear the audible letdown in the room.
Yeah, a giant sigh of disappointment. So another card game like Hearthstone or Gwent or the Elder Scrolls game that they have, but it's going to be based on the Dota 2 world, which Dota 2, hugely popular game. So yeah, you're going to be able to play an online card game based on that world. Go, yay for you. All right, next, Call of Duty World War II coming out this November. We're getting a little bit more information here and there from them as we get closer to the beta, which happens here at the end of the month if you pre-order the game. I believe the 25th of August is the first opportunity we will have to play the beta. So they keep Sledgehammer Games keeps dropping some information about some of the headquarters and the game modes. They did do a trailer for the zombies, and it looks like this year's zombie is going to be a very horror zombie game. It's like built with a story where the Nazis are like try to revive dead people to use them as soldiers, and there's a big story that goes there. So it sounds like people are really excited about it. But one of the main things is the social space that they're creating called Headquarters, similar to like the Tower in Destiny or any of the main social hubs in a lot of these MMOs or shared world shooters. They're going to have one as well called Headquarters, where I believe, I forget the number of people that can be there, but I want to say it was between 40 and 60 players can be there, and this will be between matches. When you're looking for matches, things of that nature. And as we talked last week, there will be some loot boxes, as loot boxes are everywhere.
There we go. More loot boxes.
There will be more loot boxes here in Call of Duty World War II. And if you watch your buddies open their loot boxes, you can earn prizes too. So the idea is to open your loot boxes in the social space, and then if you're in a clan or a group, you're supposed to watch your friends and see what they get, and then by doing that, you'll get prizes for watching loot boxes be opened. Loot boxes on loot boxes.
And the whole time you're doing this, you get to not play the game.
Yeah. Well, it's supposed to be either when you're looking for matches, so during that time where the countdown timer would happen, or you can just be in the social space, changing your gear, opening your loot boxes, whatever the case may be, rather than just being at the menu screen, going through that stuff. You'll be in a place where other people can show off their guns, show off their...
This is going to make a lot of those scenarios that we always had when we had our game nights, where the timer would be counting down, and all of a sudden you'd be like, "Oh no, okay, I didn't get changed my class, or I didn't get to open my loot box, or oh man, I didn't get to get my prize, or I didn't set my guns right. Dang it! Oh, I timed out. I dropped out of the match."
Yeah, and we'll be able to watch it happen. So it's interesting, but I just found it funny that people watching your friends open loot boxes, you're going to be able to get prizes for doing that. So it's like, they really want you to want those loot boxes. Call of Duty World War II. Get your loot box on. Next, Overwatch, another shooter, hero shooter, is they're getting some new modes here soon. It's in the PTR right now, but they're adding deathmatch modes, which if you play Overwatch, it's all objective-based pretty much for the games. There's a couple different modes in the arcade version, but they're going to be getting a team deathmatch and a free-for-all deathmatch modes added. That'll also be added into that arcade. And also there's going to be a new map coming. Yeah.
Free-for-all is going to be hard with like a team-based shooter because, I mean, those characters are designed to combat other characters.
Yeah. Right.
So who do you think is going to be the character that will be able to take on everyone?
Man, I mean, I think Hanzo.
Soldier 76.
Soldier 76.
The Reaper, maybe?
It's Reaper. Yeah, Reaper. Hanzo. I don't know. It'll change the dynamic of the game for sure because, like you said, they're all meant to work together.
I mean, people are going to be trying everything. But for example, Reinhardt, you're not going to be able to win a free-for-all with Reinhardt, right? I mean, as soon as your defense is, you've got the defense, but if everyone's ganging up on you, I mean, like the Reaper, for example, every time he kills somebody, he gets some health. I'm sure there'll be a lot of people playing Tracer trying to do that because she's fast and quick and can, rewind to heal stuff. You can't play Mercy. She hasn't got enough attack power. You can't play Symmetra. I mean, I'm sure there's some really good players that will win. I mean, there's always going to be exceptions to every rule.
Sure.
Now you've got
it's an interesting dynamic.
If people are run and gun against, for example, blanking out now. What's the tank's name? I forgot.
Diva?
No, the actual tank. The actual
Bastion.
Yeah, Bastion. If people like run and gun like they do, Bastion could take you out really quick. But I mean, and he can heal. But he's cumbersome. So I mean, it all depends on how people play, because again, it's free for all. So unless you guys decide, okay, this person, if we don't all get him first, he's going to pick us off, and then we can kill each other. Which, if you're not talking to each other, you're not going to have that. So I guess some of those players could win, but you're still going to have a really hard time doing it with like a Mercy or the more defensive players. But we'll see. There's some good Overwatch players out there, and it definitely is cool. I mean, I'm excited to play free for all and deathmatch.
That's exciting. They're adding some new things, which changes it up, which is cool. On top of that, they're also adding a new map, which I believe, if what I read, I understand correctly, is Widow's home. Widow, right? What's her name?
Widowmaker.
Widowmaker.
Yeah.
Her home. So like her home planet or her home world is the new map that they're going to be dropping as well. There's no date or anything that I saw for when these are happening. They're in that basically private beta section on the PC right now, and will be released at some point for private test realm, I think is what it's called, PTR. Will be released for consoles and the wide audience on PC at a later date. So it is coming. Very cool. They just added a new hero, Doomfist, not too long ago, and they continue to add things. The summer games are going on right now for 2017, so you can get some new skins for the summertime. You can get some new icons. There's some, if you're an Amazon Prime subscriber, you can get some free loot boxes, a gold one through Twitch, which will give you a guaranteed legendary item, and then 5 free loot boxes just for being a Prime subscriber too. So they got a lot of cool things going with Overwatch, and people continue to play that game a lot.
I'm really bummed I haven't got to play it in a while.
Yup. All right, lastly on the news list, something I kind of ended at the last second. I meant to, and I forgot about it, but Xbox is fundamentally changing their achievement structure. So they haven't detailed exactly.
Yeah, I've seen this listed on my podcasts, but I've not listened to any of them. So tell me what you know, Chad.
Well, here's the official statement from Mike Ybarra, who's kind of the one in charge of all the system, updates and things like that. They just rolled out to the alpha users a new update, a new UI, which will be coming to everybody soon. But Microsoft is teasing what is described as big and bold changes to its Xbox Live achievements. In a podcast interview with Windows Central Xbox platform VP Mike Ybarra says Microsoft is working on something that fundamentally changes this concept. We're working towards a bigger, more meaningful change about somebody's gaming accomplishments in history. As a gamer on Xbox, we can do a lot more to reflect and let people show their gaming history and their status. So while that's not clear specifically about what they're going to do, he does continue to go on and says we're going to go big in the area of letting people show off and represent their gaming history and the type of gamer they are, far more than we can do with Gamerscore. So the idea is that if you have a 6-digit Gamerscore and the number is high and that's something you want to reflect, you'll be able to reflect that. But say you're a top player in Call of Duty with zombies, and that's all you do, so you don't have a ton of Gamerscore, but you're one of the top ranked players in Call of Duty Zombies, somehow you'll be able to, showcase that. Depending on the type of gamer that you are, your Xbox profile and achievements will reflect that somehow. So that's really as detailed as that I've seen it get. So I've heard people say that, they have high scores, which mine, I was kind of proud of that, and I still am. I have not added to it quite a bit in a while, but I'm up in like 183,000 points, I think, which the top guys are at like 1 point some million. But it's I would definitely say it's high. You know, anytime you get into the 100,000s, that seems to be more than most. And if they took away the significance of number, I think, I don't know, that seems kind of like a downgrade. You know, if that's not something that's important anymore in that, and it honestly, it's not important, period. But to those that are achievement hunters or trophy hunters and try to go for that, that is important, and it is a big deal, and it's kind of something to compare yourself to others, and how good, and maybe not how good they are, but how much they've played and how much that's important to them. So it'll be interesting to see exactly what this all means. Yeah. So
I mean, I do know that for me, trophies have been far more alluring to me for PS4 or PlayStation.
Why do you think that is? Is it because of the platinum, like that completion one?
I think it's the way that they do it. I mean, because Xbox, I mean, there were games that I did go for all the achievements on there, but they never hooked me like trophies do. And I guess it's because of the way that they categorize, or the way that they set it up is, you know, they've got the bronze, the silver, the gold, and the platinum. Those platinum trophies are like sought after trophies. People talk about them. Like, I know that there's, you know, achievement hunter podcasts and stuff like that, and there's a community out there that does talk about it that I'm not involved in. But just in general of me listening to things, it seems like there's more talk about platinum trophies than there are, and it could just be because, you know, I mean, PS4 is way outsold the Xbox, so there's a lot more talk about PlayStation stuff now than. But you know, you get what is it, 1,000 achievement score for completing a game?
Yep, that's 100% right.
So it's just that, like, you reach that number for a game. You don't have any number that's more. I mean, each number as it increases, it gets you closer. It's more important. But with trophies, you know, I've got this many golds, or oh well, you know, you did a lot, but you've got this many bronzes. I mean, those aren't really the hard ones. Whereas with numbers, you can't really do that. And so,
and you got a level in PlayStation 2, right? Like, you get every trophy you get gets you level, and so like I think I'm level 15 or something like that, which again is an arbitrary number, but you know, if the next level, trying to get a level 16 or level 17, and some of these guys have got a ton in the 30s, where Xbox doesn't have that. It just has a score number. But there, I think when you say, you know, you hear more talk of the trophies, I think that's just because that's the community you're kind of plugged into.
Right.
Because I know there's at one point I was on a few different websites, apart from the actual Xbox community, and there's xboxamerica.com, which you can rank. You get signed up and link your account to your gamer tag, and it'll tell you based on people on that website where you're ranked within your state. So like, you can find out what rank in Texas you would be in Xbox achievement score. So I was, when I was really into the achievements, before kind of being game sharing on PlayStation taking me away, I knew I was in the top 10 in South Dakota as far as achievement scores go.
Oh wow!
And that was important. And you see the guy ahead of you, see the guy behind you, and you could sync every once in a while. You could see, you know, like how close they were to you if you had to do more work. Now, it's been probably years since I checked that. I haven't, so I'm sure I'm out of the top 10. But it's like, you know, that would drive you to want to do more. And there are other websites out there that do something similar. So it's definitely, whether it's achievements or trophies, that's a community that pushes you and fun.
I just checked mine. I only have right at about 85,000 gamer score.
Which I bet if you compared it to the world or the America, I bet you're probably still pretty high for most, because 185,000 is a pretty big deal. But yeah, I just crossed, looking at mine.
No. Just 85,000, not 185,000.
No, I know.
Oh, you said
185.
I thought you were saying 185,000.
No, I bet 85,000 is pretty high comparatively, because I think most, there's a group of people that definitely care, but I think the group that really just plays is much bigger than the group that pushes for that number. So I bet you'd still be a fairly high rank just by having that many.
But then in my trophies, I am. I thought I was going to be looking at it by the time I finished that sentence, but I was not.
I am still looking.
My trophies. I've got 1,702 trophies with 22 platinums. So I know
it's just different metrics. Like what, they don't mean the same across the two platforms, but
there are people that are going to just absolutely obliterate me in numbers of trophies.
Sure.
But not necessarily in platinums. Now there are people that do have way more platinums, but I mean, it just for example, in a thread that I'm in on Facebook, a lot of people are putting their platinums up there, and the average like, wow, I can't believe you got that many platinums, would have been like 50 or so. I mean, I've seen people with over 100.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot of games to complete 100%.
Right.
But like that, see, with gamer score, you might not have completed one game. I know you have personally, but you might not have completed one game at all, and you've got 100-something thousand gamer score.
Right.
And it's the same with the total amount of trophies you have with PlayStation, but you can see how many.
It narrows it down a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of gives you another level of comparison.
Right. And you can be like, oh, okay, well, you've got, 30,000 bronzes. Well, you've only got 2 platinums. I've got 22 platinums.
You're not a real gamer.
Yeah, you just played a lot of games, but I'm better.
Yeah. Right. Which is ultimately what it comes down to, right?
Yeah. Which you can go into someone's gamer score and find out how many games they completed. But it's extra work. Whereas you could just go
and there's 100%. That's a good point. They should have like a subcategory under the number with the number of 100% completed games. Now, unlike PlayStation, like if PlayStation adds DLC that adds trophies, you don't lose the platinum, but your percentage goes from 100 down to whatever, depending on how many more trophies they add, but you continue to keep the platinum. However, on Xbox, if you 100% a game, then they add achievements, that percentage comes down, and it looks like you haven't completed it, even though the main game you have, and there's no way to, signify, well, I completed the main game. Like Rocket League, I platinum that game, but I think I have like 60-some% of the trophies because I've added so many. But that platinum still stays there.
Yeah.
Whereas with Xbox, you would now be at 67% complete, and it'd look like you hardly played the game. So it seems like they could use another layer of, dialing down and giving you more stats that would be, give you a little bit similar to what PlayStation has done with their trophy system. So it's a cool thing. Some people care a lot. Some people don't care at all. And you know what? Either way, it's all right. Just get good. So you should care. All right. That's all.
GITGUD.
That's right. That's all the news we have for you this week. It's going to bring us right into what we've been playing lately, brought to us by our good friend, Patreon supporter,
Paco.
And Firsthand Supply. Dip the world in it.
Excellent.
So, Dave, what have you been playing in your non-internet, weak internet closet of Texas lately?
Well, I've been playing a lot of what I said last week, which was Axiom Verge. I got a lot of the powers. I don't really know how to explain it because it's a game that even though I'm playing it, I don't know much about it. The story is very the story is like very mysterious. You're figuring it out as you go. Whereas, like, for example, a game that's very similar to in play style, Super Metroid, and appearance too, is you have a lot more of an idea what you're doing on the planet when you're seeking out and trying to is it Mother Brain and not Mother Brain, or maybe it is Mother Brain and Riley. I think Riley was the dragon or something.
Correct.
It's been forever, but that's basically the cover art too. You can see the little Brain and Riley on there. But anyways, This game has like the same type of doors you go through. You don't have to shoot them to open them, but it's got those same doors and the way you traverse the map and all that stuff. But the story is very mysterious. You're a scientist. You're working with somebody. There's an explosion, and you wake up in this strange world, and you end up finding this gun that sort of turns into you. And as you discover the different areas of the map, you get more powers. You get more types of weapons to shoot. You get like teleportation powers, and you're constantly speaking to these like machine sentient beings that were damaged in this world. And as you progress through it and you do things, you power them back up, and they are telling you things, but there's some type of underlying story that you don't really know about that I have started to find out about. I'm not going to spoil it for anybody, but it's interesting. It's just I'm so not used to playing a game like this. It's been so long. It's taken me. I'm at the point in the game where I've uncovered a lot of the map, and I'm not really sure where I'm supposed to go next. And because it's a game where you have to go back and forth as you get more powers, you can unlock different areas in levels you've already been in. So you have to go back and forth throughout the map the whole time you're playing. So it's a lot of looking at the map and telling, okay, so according to the map, I haven't completely explored this whole area, so I'll go over there and look, and then I realize, okay, I don't have what I need to explore this area yet, so I have to find that. So then you go back and forth. So I'm at a point right now to where I'm not really sure how to progress yet. I just haven't found it. It's usually something simple, but it's a fun game, and it's not expensive. I suggest to anyone that likes those Metroidvania type games, that's a good one. So, and it has a platinum, which I'm planning to. Yeah, I'm planning to get. And I've also been playing The Escapists, which I talked about a little bit last week. I've talked about it before in the podcast, just a little, I don't know if it's 8-bit or 16-bit or whatever, prison escape game where you basically go around. It's making me actually really excited for The Escapist 2 because it actually has multiplayer. You can escape with a buddy. I think I like that. I think it's up to 4.
Oh, that's even cooler. I like that. That would be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. So I was playing that for I when it first came out, I bought it on Xbox One, and it was considerably cheaper. I think I got a deal on it because I spent $20 for it this time.
Oh wow!
But it's fun, and I was playing that a little bit, and then I've also played Adrift, which you had bought. And through games, the power of game sharing, I got to play it. I actually really liked it. I like the kind of games where it's just you and you're alone and you're trying to figure out stuff that's happening.
And
I just and I like the controls. Like, I actually expected it not to be as current gen looking as it was. I don't know what I was expecting out of it.
It does look great.
Maybe it was just because of the box art or the fact that it wasn't like a AAA. I wasn't expecting it to look that good, but it looked good and it controls well. I liked the idea that you're always constantly running out of air. You have to go around and find little oxygen tanks and stuff like that, and you have to figure out what happened and reboot everything so you can escape. I played a little bit of that. I didn't get very far, but it was interesting. And then I also played, as I mentioned earlier, Ghost Recon Wildlands. Just created my character, went back in.
Did it hurt? Was it hard knowing that all the story progression you've done was for nothing? I mean, there's a lot to do in this game.
Not really, to be honest with you. No. I wasn't really connected to the game yet. And actually, I was just thinking about that since we're probably not going to be able to play tonight. I might actually get more connected to this game playing it by myself, because whenever I'm playing with my friends, I just goof around the whole time.
Yeah, you just run them over with bulldozers and stuff.
And I've played through the first area like 4 times, you know, and we would always like goof around and never really super progress through the game. But I might actually, do a little bit better since I don't have the distraction of, oh man,
well,
I'm going to drive this car off the cliff because Chad's
right. And when you have your teammates, the 3 teammates that are much better than any human player is, because
as far as shots and stuff,
they shoot,
and they can't get spotted.
Right, they don't give up where people don't see. They could be standing right in front of an enemy, and the enemy won't see them. It's just you that they see. So
and you could jump on a motorcycle and leave them in the dust and flap a mountain and fall and get and die, and then all of a sudden they're there to revive
They're there to heal you. Right. They just show up. Poof. Yeah. Yeah. So there are definitely some benefits to get through the game playing alone. It's not probably as chaotically fun, but fun in a different way. So
I will say, when that game first was announced and they first showed those gameplay things, like I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot wait to play this. In hindsight, like the things about the game that I didn't expect was it plays a little bit wonkier than I thought it would by seeing the gameplay. If that makes sense, it plays well,
looser.
Yeah, it's not as like Splinter Cell-ish. Also being a Tom Clancy game. Not even as good as some of the Ghost Recon games we played in last gen, as far as gameplay and the feel. Because there were games, I can't remember, maybe it was Advanced Wars. You and I had played it, maybe with TJ or somebody. And some of that was really cool, and it had a lot of weight to it. This game is still really good, but there were so much aspects of goofing around that I didn't expect to be there. Like
it's just the world is so huge. Yeah, this open world.
There's a Grand Theft Auto aspect to it that makes me want to goof off. Totally. And so yeah, it's still really good. And
were you able to download any patches then, or no?
Well, I think it must have done it like while I was sleeping or something, because I don't think it would let me play the game without constantly prompting me that I need to do it.
Sure. I feel like I talked about this last week when I played it too, is that some of the things are tighter. The vehicles feel tighter than they did as far as response.
Yeah, I will say playing it last night or whenever I played it, the helicopter control was noticeably different.
Yeah, much better.
Yeah,
agreed.
So, anyways, that's all I played. Actually, I take it back. I did play a little bit of stuff on the Switch that I didn't put on here. Very briefly, I bought actually I think 3 games in the last week on my Switch, just because I had my Switch with me and it was on much better internet. And I'm trying to remember what they were. I know one of them was actually, I got a screenshot I can pull up instead of pulling up my actual Switch.
I wanted to say one was Iron Fist, but that's not true. But it had fist in it, right?
Rocket Fist.
Rocket Fist.
Yeah, Rocket Fist. That's a cool little game. You can play single player, but it's really meant to be played with your friends. You basically are these little orbitable robots, and you it's basically like a sports death game where you have like you pick up these little balls on the battlefield, you throw them at each other, and they're propelled with like rockets and stuff, and you have like a little boost, and you hit each other and you kill them, and then you rack up points as you go, and you can bounce them off stuff, and it's kind of like top down Rocket League, except you're not trying to score on each other, you're trying to hit each other, and you're not bouncing, you're not hitting the ball, you're grabbing it and you can carry it around and throwing it and stuff like that. So it's worth looking at. I also picked up Severed for the Switch.
Okay.
I did not play it. I didn't play it though, but I played it on Vita. So I'm looking forward to get back into that. And then I picked up a little platformer at the suggestion of IGN's Brian Altano. I bought it. It wasn't that expensive. I can't remember what it was. I don't know, $9 or something, $7. I can't remember what it was. But it's called Slime Sand. And it's a platformer. I played it seriously right before I went to bed for all of about 2 minutes. And it's this very retro-looking game where you're just this little slime ball, and as you move, you leave a trail of slime, sort of like Meat Boy leaves blood.
Yeah.
And or meat sauce, whatever that is. I'm assuming it's blood. But and then I started off in this little town, and you actually talk to people. You can buy things. There's shops. I didn't really get into the game to even know what the heck it was even about. But he claimed it was one of the best little platformers to come around recently. So that's why I got it to check it out. So I that's what I've been playing this week.
All right, cool. For me, I played some more Wonder Boy, which I talked about last week. I got my second character with a little mouse. So I kind of finished the whole dragon guy and got a mouse character. And so I've been playing that. I played some Wildlands, as I had mentioned. My plan is to try to platinum this game. Dave, you got to stop the face. It's driving me nuts. It looks real weird. I feel like you're sleeping. You're moving. It's not frozen.
I was trying to look.
All right. So I played some more Wildlands. I said last week that I was going to try to platinum this game before basically the next Uncharted game came out, which is another week. And I can't remember if I said it last week, but the story mission trophy seems to have a problem. So I finished the story, got the gold trophy for completing the story, but then there's another trophy for completing all the story missions, because you can finish the game and actually finish the story without doing every single mission in the game. There comes a point where you have the opportunity to face the final boss without having done everything. And so I didn't, and I went and I did every mission that was available before going and finishing the actual story. I got the trophy for finishing the story, but did not get the trophy for doing all the story missions. So I did a little research, and it seems to be a trophy that people are having issues with and have had issues with. Obviously, this game has been out since March, so there's been numerous months for them to fix some things, and they have fixed some things, this not being one of them for me. So there's a couple things you can do to seams that may kind of get around it. I've tried one of them. It did not work. So it definitely takes the wind out of your sails when there's a trophy that will not pop that you have done. It slowed my roll when it comes to trying to platinum it. But I continue to do so, and there's a lot of collectibles. There's weapon parts. There's these Kingslayer files that you have to get. And I got the trophy for getting half of the documents. And I kind of counted up how many are left. I have like 60 still to get across the whole world, just the files, let alone the weapon parts and things like that. So there are a lot of things to collect. I don't know what's going on with Dave. If you're on YouTube right now, Dave is I think he's sleep deprived. He's just making faces, which is real good for audio podcasts.
I don't know what you're talking about, Chad.
Yeah, I can't. It's to mention them. So I did that. I played a little Breath of the Wild. What is it called? The Trial
of the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, the Trial of the Sword DLC, though.
Oh, what the DLC is called. Yeah, Trial of the Sword.
Yeah, it's okay, thanks. It's basically you go to different rooms. You start off with nothing. Literally, they take everything away from you, all your weapons, all your food, everything, all your clothes. You're in your underoos, just like Spider-Man, and you have to defeat rooms of enemies with whatever the room gives you. So you start off with the tree branch and bokoblins. You fight them, and then you get swords and things from them and shields that you can use against other enemies. And there are different rooms with different things. The first 12 rooms will get you to basically like a checkpoint, and it gives you an additional 10 damage on the Master Sword. And then there are 2 more sections to where you can level up the Master Sword to 10 more points each checkpoint. So it's tough. It's difficult. When you don't like. I finally got a pair of pants.
Oh,
so
wow.
It's the very first item of clothing that I got. I did get some good weapons, but again they break and so quickly. One of the end room before the first checkpoint was a Hinox in a dark room. So like I could see the glittering weapons on his necklace that he wears, but I couldn't see him. And it was a lot of hitting and then just running in circles, and he would grab a tree and try to hit me, and I'd just try to go in and hit him a couple times and then run. You do have your bombs, obviously. You do have your stop time and the kinesis stuff that you can use. So I use the bombs a lot. But one of the rooms that I died numerous times has those lizard guys, which they come at you real fast. And I actually killed myself with my own bombs like 2 or 3 times. And if you die, number 1. So it was a little frustrating a couple times, but it's like, all right, I killed him. I did it. I know what I did. It's my fault. I blew the bomb up before it got too far away from me. So yeah, it's challenging, which is cool. So I played a little bit of that. And then I did start Tacoma. Tacoma, the guys that made Gone Home, Xbox, a PC exclusive at the moment. On a space station, another quote-unquote walking simulator. I played maybe half hour. So I got in, I got the basis of the story, who you are. I ran into a couple, like AR recorded passengers that were on the space station before, and you can kind of listen in the conversation. So I heard the first conversation and kind of gives me an idea what's happening, and that's as far as I got. But I plan to get through that. Maybe by the time the next podcast comes around, I'll have finished.
So how is it?
I like it.
Yeah.
It's I'm intrigued by what happened. Again, there's not a whole lot of gameplay there, but the story seems like even at this early stage, I'm interested and I want to know what happened. So I'm looking forward. It reminds me some of Adrift too. You're doing a little floating in some of the rooms. There's some zero gravity stuff because you're in space. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm looking forward to see what the story is. I've avoided some podcasts where they talked about it and spoiled it, intentionally, just talking about the story, and I've avoided those. So I don't know what happens. So I can experience it for the first time myself. So that's all I've been playing, other than a few matches of Rocket League here and there with my son, and things of that nature. That's about it. So that brings us into the new releases for this week. Dave,
yeah,
you want to run through these right quick for our listeners?
Yes, I do, Chad. August 15th for the PS4, Xbox One, and PC is Agents of Mayhem. Live promotion going out for that game. If you want to check it out, you can do it on the 15th. Also on the 15th for the PS4 is Cities Skylines. The big one I'm looking forward to from on my PS4 is Matterfall from Housemarque, also on the 15th. What are you laughing at?
The big one you're looking forward to, like the only game you should honestly really be. There's other games on this list that you shouldn't even be looking forward to, but Matterfall is definitely one of them.
Well, we can discuss that when we get to those other games, Chad. But the big game I'm looking forward to, which is not meaning the only game I'm looking forward to, or I would have said the only game I'm looking forward to, but the big game I'm looking forward to, and I also added on the PS4.
Yeah, I noticed. That's probably why I snickered.
Housemarque.
Yep.
It's a lot different from the games that I like from them, like Resogun and what is it? What's the one that
Nex Machina?
Nex Machina, that's right. This one, it's a lot similar as far as looks and bright lights and the explosions and all that type of stuff that they do. But it's more of a platformer than a top-down.
It's so surprising that it's coming out so close to Nex Machina.
Yeah, isn't it?
It was like a month, 2 months before, and now they got a brand new one again.
Yeah, so Nex Machina actually slipped under the radar for me. Like at E3, this was the game that I noticed, Matterfall. I didn't even see Nex Machina, and then all of a sudden I realized, oh, this game Nex Machina is coming out, and I got it, and I really liked it. So,
right.
But I am looking forward to Matterfall as well. Also on the 15th for the PS4 and the PC is Nidhogg 2. Now, Chad.
Yeah.
Tell me if you can remember what Nidhogg, the original, was about.
It's basically a one-on-one like fencing game, side-scrolling, and these little like 8-bit looking characters you have one sword, you can throw them at each other. It's a party game.
Yeah.
But it's like a wild, crazy jump around fencing type game, and this is the second one.
Oh, okay, well there you go. Also on August 15th for the PS4 is Sudden Strike 4. Which
that's correct.
There's 4 of those that have been out. So if you're looking forward to continuing your playthrough on the Sudden Strike,
what 1, 2, 3 were? I'm guessing they have to do with war. That's my guess. I'm throwing it out. War, airplanes.
Yeah, but
I have no idea.
The game that undoubtedly is going to sell the most because it's on the most platforms.
The most what?
And it is definitely the retro game that's going to bring everybody back to the nostalgic feels on August 15th for the PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. Sonic Mania. That's right. Now, Chad, have you noticed this week all the talk about Sonic Mania? It just seems like everybody's excited about Sonic Mania except you.
I never said I wasn't excited about it. Did I?
Yes, you did.
I did. I said I wasn't excited. I'm not excited about this.
Now you're gonna use word games. Just a second ago,
who's using word games? Saying I said on the PS4.
Just a second ago, you were referencing this game as being not important at all. But you're gonna say, "Oh, I never said I wasn't excited about it." So
I'm not excited, but I never said that.
Dakota gamer is excited about a game that doesn't matter at all. So if you're not excited, why are you going to complain about me implying that you're not excited?
Complain about you implying? I'm confused at what's happening.
You just said, did I say I'm not excited? I'm not, but did I say? Well, why does that matter?
So what's your point? What are you trying to prove here right now?
I asked you the question, did you
But I'm not excited. I've seen the good reviews. And
yes. The original statement was me asking if you've seen all the good reviews, and I said, it seems like, my exact words, it seems like everyone's excited about this game except you. Did I say I'm not excited? I didn't say you weren't excited, but you did say I'm not excited in that defense. So my point stands. It seems like everybody's excited about this game.
I'm sure there are other people out there that are not excited about it. So to say everyone is kind of a blanket statement. That probably doesn't actually apply.
It seems like everyone directly after talking about all of the reviews. So obviously I'm talking about the games media. It seems like everybody
doesn't have a platinum trophy, Dave. It makes people not excited.
Well, unfortunately for those people, it's also available on the Xbox One, the Switch, and the PC. I don't think any of those platform players are caring about it not having a platinum. And as you know, as I've spoken before about this many times in this podcast, I am not getting this game on PlayStation 4. I don't care about getting a platinum because I'm not going to play. I'm not going to sit down. As much as I have nostalgia for Sonic, I'm not waiting with bated breath to sit down and play this game for hours upon hours. I just want to be able to get it on my Switch and play. Not like I sent you guys a text just the other day because it's on the Nintendo eShop, and I was looking through the images of it that you can do in the coming soon section, and it really all of a sudden I was like, it took me back to sitting in the back of my car on the way to my grandma's house as a kid, holding my Sega Game Gear and playing Sonic the Hedgehog, which really made me feel like, oh man, and it looks great. I mean.
Yeah.
One of the things that the original Sonic was critically acclaimed for was the fact that it was so bright,
colorful,
and the graphics just looked great, and it was fast, and it was Sega's answer to Mario and Super Nintendo. It doesn't mean it was better by any means, but it put Sega on the map. So it was, and I'm excited to play it again. I like the fact that they've added some new things to it and kind of revamped it and everything. I don't really care about and I've seen videos of it where there's extra stages they put in where you can play some of the 3D stuff. I don't like that kind of stuff. I like the 2D side-scrolling Sonic. And a lot of our talks where we have argued back and forth where you claim Sonic was never a good game whatsoever. I always point out that I don't really care about the Sonic franchise. I just care about the game that I played when I was a kid. Because whenever I go to I never had a Sega. My sister had a Sega, and so we did have Sonic, but I usually played my Super Nintendo. That was mine. It was in my room. But I remember as a kid, before my sister got her Sega, my aunt Pam had a Sega Genesis, and I remember playing Sonic the Hedgehog on there and learning the up C, down C, left C, right C. Very, very similar to Contra, but it had a thing where you can get like unlimited rings and like a bunch of different lives and everything. And the music, I remember the music. I remember the sounds. I remember the levels and everything. But I only played like Sonic 1 and 2. I played Sonic Knuckles, which I think was 3.
Yeah,
it was like an attachment you could put on 2 or something.
I think you're right. Yeah. So is the fondness and the excitement, obviously it looks good. I won't deny that at all. Is it mostly based in nostalgia? Like, is that where a lot of that, because I admittedly have zero nostalgia from Sonic because my parents loved me and never bought me one. So I don't have the nostalgia for that at all. Is that where most of that comes from for you specifically, or do you think that's where it comes from as a whole?
Well, first of all, I don't know what you're talking about with your parents never bought you a Sonic. I don't know if you're referring Sega to the Genesis.
I said Sega.
We'll play the audio. We'll play the, as we've done many times.
Listen to it.
99%, just because I don't ever speak in absolutes, you've been wrong when we've checked the audio. You might have meant Sega, but you said never bought me a Sonic, which sounds
I did not.
Yes, you did. Anyway,
no, I didn't.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what, Chad? Let's do this on the podcast. I'm going to go to YouTube and I'm going to play back the audio.
Oh, man. This is going to be great.
Because this is getting to be out of hand.
So are you going to answer my question then or no? Because it's an actual legitimate question that I think probably plays into a lot of it, which is fine.
What is the question again? Am I playing it just because of
the nostalgia? Yeah, like isn't the nostalgia where most of the excitement comes from? Because like being the fact that I don't have any nostalgia for it, where the sounds and the music and the visuals don't bring that nostalgia feeling to me, like Mario would or whatever, is that where a lot of the excitement comes from, and the not necessarily the good scores per se, because it can be a good game without the nostalgia for it, but is that where a lot of this excitement and stuff is coming from for you, and then as a whole?
I would say a lot of it has to do with the nostalgia, because that's the same reason why I want Virtual Console on my Switch.
Sure.
I don't want to go back and play Super Mario Brothers 1 because it's so incredible of a game, whether it is or not.
Right.
Not. But I'm not wanting to play it for its technologically advanced, whatever it was back in playing. Yeah, I'm playing it because I loved it as a kid.
Sure.
So that's why I want to play Sonic.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, honestly, while you look to fact check my words, I have thought it's $20, correct? Is that what the cost is on it? $19.99? Do you know off the top of your head? I think that's the case. No. I think it's $20. And honestly, to play that game on the Switch, handheld, on the go, seems like it's actually intriguing to me even. And because of the staunch stand I've taken on how Sonic was never good, and I'm not the person that originated that statement. It has been said by other people. I need to prove to myself that that's actually the case, or not. And the Switch seems like a good place to do it. And I think my kids would enjoy playing it too, because they've never really been exposed to Sonic either. And what they're able to experience, that would be interesting.
It's really hard to listen to you talk two of you talk at the same time.
Sure. Did you find the spot?
Well, I can't.
Go ahead.
I can't.
I won't talk.
Your voices. Okay, just a second. Let's see.
Audio part.
Yeah, I know. It's great audio, right? I'm trying to find it. It's so delayed.
I'm only letting you do this because I know what I said.
I'm trying to find it.
Well, it's only going to be a few minutes before now.
Wait, here we go. It wasn't even there yet.
Oh.
Okay, hold on. I found the area. Sorry, it's hard. Okay, it's doing some weird thing where I get right to where it should be, and then it jumps back like
that's weird.
To where we're talking about MMOs. It'll be there in a second, but it's the weird thing with the live. This is then the question. Okay, hold on. 355. Yeah, I'll have to do it at the end of the podcast. Sorry. We'll just have to edit it. Well, because it goes right back to Call of Duty. It's like a whole 5 to 10 minute section is missing of the podcast, but I think it's because it's live and I'm trying to reverse it live. And when I find it, I will definitely. Let's see if it's right here. Oh, here's us just being quiet.
This is before that.
I wonder if anyone's watching this live.
Just you at the moment. Hopefully they've realized they can fast forward.
You can go and look at it too. I can't get it to. It's like missing a section that I'm sure will come in there once we progress a little bit. But I don't know why it's. Maybe if I refresh it and then jump to that spot.
Oh, this is a lot of work to be proven wrong, Dave.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Trust me. Let's see. Nazis. See, that's not it.
That's way back.
I know. It goes from like. Yeah, it goes from you saying, it literally goes from you saying shared shooters, and then it cuts to me saying, what is the question again? Talking about Sonic. I don't know why it's skipping this section. It's weird. The fact that you're in control of the YouTube channel and it's not there.
I'm absolutely not in control of how that works.
It's like you deleted it.
You quote unquote can't find it all of a sudden. Very strange.
Go there and find it, Chad. Prove yourself right or you're wrong.
So that's not how that works.
Yes,
that's not how that works at all.
2017, Trump's America.
No,
yes,
that's not how the Force works. All right, so that's going to do it for the new releases this week. Sonic, Dave, I'm sure we'll talk about it next week, and he can give us his impersonations. Who knows? Maybe I'll even download it and give them money so that they think they have a good game on their hands, and maybe they'll make more of them. So we'll see. We'll give you the breakdown next week. Here we go. Bonus entry, folks. You've listened this long. You're still here. Let me know. Let us know. We're gonna verify the truth. But did Chad say, "Mom and Dad loved me, they didn't buy me a Sonic," or "Mom and Dad loved me, they didn't buy me a Sega"? You let me know. You let us know what Chad said before next week's podcast recording. So less than a week from the time that this is out, then next Monday, and you'll get a bonus entry. Just have to say Sonic or Sega. Let us know what I actually said.
Sonic or
so
Sega?
We'll find out. Bonus entry. There you go. Another way to get in. Pays to listen to the podcast all the way through. All right. Well, that's going to do it for all the new releases. I have a game. Would you like to play video games? Who am I, Dave?
Sure.
So take your headset off.
Oh.
Or headset out. I'll give you the thumbs up when after I'm done telling the people what we're going to do. And turn off YouTube so you can't hear that 10 minutes from now.
Oh, it's not.
Okay. You ready? Can you hear me? See, I'm going to cover my mouth so you can't see what I'm saying. All right, guys. It's going to be BT from Titanfall 2, which is the Titan that you play as. BT from Titanfall 2. That's it.
You said way more than you needed to. There's something I need to listen to after the end of this show. I have a feeling you're giving a bonus entry to why that you said Sega instead of Sonic.
That would have been great. Oh, man. Here, actually, I'm going to pick a different character. Dave. Take your earbuds out again.
Sure.
Take your earbuds out again. All right, Dave. Video game. Who am I?
All right. Am I a video game character from the Nintendo consoles or the Nintendo franchise? Okay. Am I a video game character from a Sony property? Am I a video game character from an Xbox property? A Sony property meaning a Sony published.
Only.
Well, Sony published game. You can play it on whatever if they let it go, but so I'm not.
No.
Okay, an Xbox property.
No.
Microsoft, I meant. Okay, so my character is generally speaking a playable on cross-platform game.
That is correct.
Okay. Is my character a male?
I don't know if it would be male or female per se.
So is my character's gender undistinguishable, or it is?
I mean, yeah, it's not distinguished as one or the other.
So my character is not a human.
Correct.
Is my character an animal?
No.
Is my character an alien?
No.
Is my character a machine?
Yes.
Okay. Is my character a robot?
Yes.
Is my character an AI, like an advanced AI, or is it like a primitive robot?
No.
Okay, so I'm an advanced artificial intelligence.
Definitely, yes.
Do I have a physical body?
Yes.
Am I in a licensed property?
No.
Okay, so I'm not a Star Wars droid or anything like that. Am I an android?
No.
Okay, so I don't have like the appearance of a human because I'm not gender specific. And I do have a physical body. Do I walk?
Yeah.
Can I shoot weapons?
Yes.
Am I a main character in a video game?
Am
I an optional character?
No. No, I'm not optional.
Am I a playable character at all?
Yes.
Am I primarily known as a playable character?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Do I have a very distinguishable voice?
Uh-huh.
Am I in a game that was released on current gen?
Yes.
Have I played this game?
Yes.
Is it a multiplayer game?
Yes.
Is it a first-person shooter?
Yes.
Non-gender specific android that can shoot?
Droid.
Android.
Not an android.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Android.
Artificial intelligence.
Okay, yes.
Is my physical appearance humanoid?
I mean, you wouldn't look at it and say that looks like a human.
So do I look like a typical boxy robot? I look like a robot.
You're totally unmistakably a robot.
So it's not like, I mean, I know that RoboCop was a cyborg, but I don't look that much like a human.
You don't look like a human.
Does this game take place on Earth?
I don't.
Am I in the Mass Effect series?
No.
Okay, shoot.
There might be something. I think there's some on Earth.
Am I in the? Let's see. So is my game series? My game series, I'm assuming, is science fiction.
Yeah.
So there's space travel in this game.
Yeah.
And it's not Mass Effect. So It's not like a Dead Space. That's not a current gen game. What games have I played current gen? And it's cross platform. Mm-hmm. So, and it's first person.
Mm-hmm.
Is it in the Destiny?
No.
Game? No, it's not Destiny. Is it in? Gosh, I got to think of some more. Okay, so there's optional characters. There's other characters I can choose.
No.
I can only play in this game. I can only play as his robot.
No.
So, but there's not a character selection menu at the beginning.
Correct. There's not.
Okay,
they're not optional characters.
When I start this game, do I play as this robot?
No.
Okay. When I start the game, am I a human?
Yes.
When I start the game, am I a male human?
Yes.
When
you've got it.
I know it's tough. You got to when I
know.
Do I kill aliens as this human?
Yeah, you definitely kill aliens.
And do I fly spaceships as this human, or do I travel in spaceships at all?
I cannot remember if there's a point where you travel in a spaceship. I want to say no, but I'm not 100% sure.
So as this human, am I on Earth?
See, that's another thing too. I think there might be parts of it that are on Earth, but I don't know for sure. Again, if that's the planet you're on, Earth.
Did I play this game on PlayStation 4?
Yeah. We own this game, Dave.
Well, that's a hint.
Well, if you played it on a PlayStation 4, it's pretty much guaranteed we own the game.
Yeah, I guess it is. Well, I mean, do I own the game? I guess most of the games I played, I own, except for. Anyways, so we own the game. Okay. And you start as a human male, and you don't get to choose your characters. You just end up playing as a robot.
That's correct.
That also shoots. So the robot that you play as, you have the same abilities as this human.
I mean, no, don't have the same abilities.
You still shoot a gun and kill things, aliens.
Oh yes,
as the robot.
Those yes, all that is true.
Is this game in a franchise?
Yes.
Is this game the first?
No.
So it's not a new franchise. So did this franchise start on the 360 PS3 era?
Yes.
Does this game on the current gen game, is it the third installment? Is it the fourth installment? Is it the second installment?
Yes.
Gosh, Dave. Sometimes it's just so difficult when everyone knows
it's hard with. They're like, it's so easy.
Yeah, because they know it. So, second installment. Is there another
installment?
Is there another installment on current gen?
Go ahead.
But is there another one coming?
Unclear.
Okay, so there's only 2 games out in this franchise. Started on the 360. We played the first game on the 360.
We did.
I wouldn't have played on the PS3. And did I ask if it has multiplayer?
You did, and it does.
Okay, so when you're playing multiplayer, is it a multiplayer option only, or is it a co-op multiplayer? No, it's multiplayer only. So are you on a team when you play?
Yeah, usually.
Are there 6?
I think so.
People?
I believe so.
Multiplayer. So what the heck? All the games come to your mind at the same time, and I can't think of them all. So it's not. It's obviously. It's not. It's not Uncharted. It's not.
No robots.
Right. It's not.
So what multiplayer games have robots, Dave?
Destiny, which has been ruled out.
Okay.
Mass Effect, which is ruled out.
Not Mass Effect.
Robots. The
Although
Star
Destiny
Wars
doesn't
games
really
have been
have
rolled
robots.
out. Aren't
Anyways, that's beside the point. Oh, I get
the
okay.
third playable
Exos,
character a robot?
Sure, Exos.
It's not any of the Star Wars games.
But okay, well, multiplayer games have robots where you play as a human as well.
You also what?
Well, you play as a human. You start the game as a human.
See, I'm trying to think.
Play as a human.
I'm trying to ask
play
games around it.
You can play as a human.
You can't choose it.
You can't, but you will play as a human. You will play as a robot, and it has a multiplayer game. What games does that?
I'm trying. Trust me, I'm trying to figure it out. I am.
Think of the multiplayer games that are on the platform right now that are available. Current gen.
There's Battlefront. It's not that.
Okay, right.
Battlefield. It's not that. There's Call of Duties. It's not that.
Correct.
There's Diablo. It's not that.
Mm-hmm.
There's lots more. I'm just not thinking of. There's
right.
There's Housemarque.
It's a first person perspective game. You already asked that.
First person shooter. That's right. So
you're missing only a couple that you haven't named, and it's one of those.
The ones I'm missing?
Yeah, it's one of the ones you have not named yet, surprisingly.
So, that's not supposed to take this long. Do I play as any other characters in the main story other than the human and the robot?
Nope.
Do the human and the robot meet?
Oh yes.
Are they companions?
They are.
Is the robot with you when you are first playing the game as a human?
No, not in the campaign. He's not with you. He's not with you first initially.
When you meet up with him, is it the first time you're meeting the robot?
I believe so.
Is there humor in there? Are they buddy?
Oh yeah.
Like where they joke back and forth?
Yep. Totally, you can do that.
You can do that. Are there optional voice choices?
Not optional voice choices. They're optional.
I mean, are there optional dialogue choices?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. You can choose to,
like Mass Effect,
answer.
You can give different.
Much more primitive, but yeah. Oh, Dave, you've got it. You've got it.
Did we play this multiplayer still?
We have. Not much, but we have. You and I have played this. I'll even say recently.
Do we play it with friends?
No, we have not.
I can't believe it. Well, Overwatch is not a.
You and I recently played this. I mean, relatively recently with no friends, as you just asked. Just you and I.
Very recently.
Yeah, pretty recently, in the grand scheme of things. We didn't play very long.
We didn't play very long.
No.
So, have I completed this game?
Campaign?
Yeah.
I believe so. I'm pretty sure.
But didn't get a platinum on it for sure. You would know.
Yeah, no.
Have you completed this game?
Yeah.
This doesn't have a co-op option.
No.
Okay, so it's a single-player game with multiplayer, and it's a team-based shooting, not like Overwatch, but it's
right. You have teams. And
on the team, can you also play as the robot?
Yeah, robot is definitely part of the team.
Jeez.
I'm
running out of so many
yourself questions. So hard.
Is the robot? I so bad want to look at my TV and just see my games. Is the enemies now? Again, the enemies are aliens that we're killing.
Some of them are, yes.
And you're not sure if there's space travel in this game?
No, there is. I just don't know if you actually pilot a ship ever.
I also asked if you travel in a ship at all.
I mean, you're in ships numerous times. I thought you had asked if you pilot them.
I did, but you were.
That I'm not sure.
You had trouble answering, so then I asked, "Do you travel on a ship at all?"
Okay.
Do you do any type of fighting in the ships?
Not that I recall.
The majority of fighting is first-person shooting on a planet.
Yeah. I mean, it could be other places besides a planet. There are other levels that you're not on a planet, but you're still doing the first-person shooting.
So where would the first-person shooting be done? On the ship, if it's not done on the planet?
Yeah, that happens.
So a big ship.
Right.
Traverse.
Yeah.
So it's similar to like a Halo first-person shooter where you're like you can be on a big ship.
Yeah. Good. Yep. Good comparison.
But it's a single-player game, and you play as the robot later. Why am I not thinking of this game?
Oh, Dave, you're going to be so angry.
And it's the second in the franchise. You don't know if there's any more coming out. It's got multiplayer where you team.
Yeah. You and I have played it not too long ago.
I know, you said that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of the games we played. It's not
yeah,
Wildlands.
Why I said that.
It's not first-person shooter. Okay, what am I thinking of a first-person shooter that I can't figure out the teams? So when you're picking your players in the multiplayer, you can pick this human, male. You can pick this robot. Your other characters that you can pick, are they also versions of these same two characters?
That's correct.
So your whole team is playing as either the same robot or the same human.
Yeah, I mean, there are different loadouts. Let's put it that way. Different versions, different loadouts for your human, as most multiplayer games are.
It's just a Call of Duty game. It can't be.
No, there are also different loadouts for the robot. Different versions.
Is this cartoony at all? No. So it's a very realistic-looking game.
I mean, as far as giant robots go, yeah.
Oh gosh, is this okay? So this isn't a what?
I just said something that really kind of would give it away.
I missed it. I did.
Yeah.
Delay of the stuff. It's not a Borderlands.
We're not going back to YouTube. No, not Borderlands.
I'm
holding a toy.
It's not the.
I'm holding a toy from this game right now in my hand.
You're holding a toy? You actually got a toy, so you got like the deluxe version of the game?
No.
You just bought it afterwards?
Game, I'm holding a toy from this game.
It's not the... Okay, there's no multiplayer in games like Dishonored. There's no... It's not...
This is hard to watch. This is hard to listen
to. It's hard to listen to when you know the game. I understand. I've been on that side before.
Yeah, it is. I'm trying to help. I really am.
Well, you could, if you're really trying to help, you could repeat the hint that you.
I said there are different versions of these giant robots that you can.
Right, I heard
different loadouts for them.
Oh gosh,
that was the hint.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, that's the hint. I know what it is. I just don't know.
What is it?
Wait a second.
You know what it is?
This robot be? Okay. I can't remember his name. So it's a Titanfall.
Okay,
it's in Titanfall.
Yeah, it's in Titanfall.
Dang it. It's the Titan in Titanfall 2.
Correct.
His name can't remember his name.
His name is BT.
BT. You.
BT2447 specifically.
Now, how many listeners? It's really easy to.
It is when you know
to just answer this. But how many listeners, if we would have said, "Who's BT?" would just immediately say, "Oh yeah, the Titan from Titanfall 2."
Sure, but even if we got to the game for that, I think then you would, like you did once you got to the game, you knew exactly what it was. Maybe didn't remember the name specifically, but
here's the thing, Chad.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Here's the thing.
In multiplayer, you can't choose to play as the Titan when you're choosing.
No, but there are different versions
with a Titan.
There are different versions of the Titan, though. Like you can choose which one you take.
I understand that. I'm just saying, from my perspective, when I was asking the question, I was thinking, okay,
the robot or the human.
You can either pick the robot or the human.
Or the human. Yeah.
Or in a sense, you do pick the robot. You do pick the Titan you use.
You do. Right, but not exclusively without the other one, right?
Yeah, I'm not saying that was keeping me from picking Titanfall.
No, but I can see where that confusion.
I just wasn't thinking of Titanfall at all.
Yeah,
I should have.
A lot of people didn't. It didn't sell. Didn't sell as well as they had hoped. And
I liked the second game
recently
better than the first game because of the campaign.
And the Titan had a personality. It was a
great campaign,
which wasn't. Yeah,
it wasn't
done in the first one.
It wasn't. And you did play as the Titan by itself in the game.
Yeah. Yep, for a little bit here and there. And you could play as a human by itself at any time.
Good pick, Chad. Good pick. I feel stupid.
Yeah. No, it's fine. It is difficult. It's hard. It's easy to judge when you know.
Yeah.
Just like you said it. Oh well. All right. Well, that's going to do it for this week's episode. Dave plus Chad plus video games equal long Titanfall. You're welcome. Hopefully we'll have Josh. A long Titanfall. Hopefully we'll have Josh back next week, and we'll get the report from him on the Wonder Woman. Don't forget to get your entries for the video game giveaway PlayStation 4. If you want to know what they are, go back and listen once again. Don't forget the bonus entry that you can get as well. You know what that is. That's all I got for you this week. Until next time, it has been a joy and a pleasure.
Piece of pizza.
It's gravelly. Real gravelly. Bye, YouTube. Thanks for watching.